Welcome to another video. In this one, we will give you a demonstration of Titan Web Continual Form. Really cool feature, so I think you'll enjoy this one. So, Continual Form can be found under the Form section where you drag this Continual Form element over. How does it work? Just to give you a quick demo in under 5 seconds, the way this works is, let's say this is your first page. Think of it like PowerPoint almost. And this is like your first slide, and like this is your second slide, and you can just add any element inside it. So the basic gist of it is this: that think of it as like PowerPoint, and then that's what it is, and then you can put element inside and turn it into a form, and then from here on you go one page to another, and so on. I'm going to go into full overview now and show you some of the things you can do with it, and also give you a full demonstration with Salesforce where you can see me push some data into the objects. Alright, so let's get started. What we'll do is I'll show you a little bit about it. So first, any styling, obviously you access this from the styling menu. All the different attributes that you need access to, like the progress bar, the progress indicator. If you want to style it, you may do that from the styling window. When you click on the setting itself, the first thing we look at is the content. And the content here basically means how many steps, or if you want to talk about PowerPoint, how many slides do you have. You can start dynamic, so this is where you select for example, like a pick list value or number of records, and the amount of values that we find from that specific get is the amount of steps we'll create in the continual form. And to think about that visually is like this. So let's say if I use static, so currently I have 2 steps here. I'm going to add 1, 2, 2 more steps in here, for example. All right, and you can name them whatever you want to do. So now I've got 4 steps in total. So let's go ahead and design our continual form here. So the first one, I'll put a little text in the middle like this, and then I'll say welcome. And then in the next slide, we are going to take customer's first name. So let me just go back in here again. Let's add a little exclamation, and then we're good. Right. So the next one here, we will do a first name field. So we'll go and input, drag it a bit wider, and then I'll leave this here for now. And then I'll change the label, first name. Let's move on to the next one. This is our third slide or third window. And this one I'm going to take last name. And then the final one, I'm going to take an email. Again, this can be used for surveys, multi-objects. The sky's the limit here, really. But I want to keep it simple for this demo so you guys get the idea without me harping on for minutes. Anyways, as you can see, you've got 4 steps. Welcome, I'll take first name, take last name, and then take email, and that's the finish. All right? So when you click on the gear icon, in order to push it to Salesforce, you need to think about your configure on finish action. So if I click on that, configure action, I can go to Salesforce. I can say, you know what, I want to do a push, create a contact, and then it's just a matter of mapping your fields. So now I'll do last name to here, first name to here, and then finally we'll do email to here like this. And it's done. Close, assign my action for that finish, click save, and then let's click publish. So here we go. So I'll click on publish, and I'm going to go ahead and create my data. So here we have first slide. Let's go second, and I'm going to say continual. Then we go again, form, and then we'll say continual@form.com. And then finally, obviously, this is the last step. I'll click on it, and it's going to run my action, and it's finished. And we will just check our integration logs to see what actually happened with that specific contact. So in my integration log, as you can see, this is my contact that's been created. Let's go and check it out directly in Salesforce. So here it is. The continual form has been created. There's the email. Happy days. Everything is working as expected. So let me delete that because I don't need this anymore. Now, is that the only way you can use the navigation here? Absolutely not. So let me give you an overview here. You can actually hide the navigation panel. Look at it now, it's hidden. And then what you can use your own custom buttons. So let's say I'll bring this one here. All right, and I'm going to call this one next. And then when I click on it, I'm going to go configure action. Now, what you can do is you can switch on interactivity, click on the gear icon, click on your continual form, enable. Because I've only got this one available, it's here, and then I can just say go next, like that. Okay, and then let me just enable it. So once we set it all up, then we'll hide the navigation panel here. And then on the next one, again, same story. So I can put a button that says next. I can also put like a secondary button that says back, like that. And same thing here. I'm going to click on this one, gear icon, configure action, Salesforce action, system actions, interactivity, continual form, enable, continual form, and then say previous. Apply, and on this one, I'm going to say go ahead and make sure this one takes me to the next page. Yeah, the only thing is that no matter if you're going to go down this route, you have to set this up on every page. That's the only pain point I can kind of think of, but it's not really a pain point because it gives you lots of flexibility. So that's my next done there. And let's go on to the next page. Same thing, I'm not going to put a back button there now, just to save time for this video. We'll go next, like that. And then again, same thing I'm going to do is assign the interactivity. We'll go over here, interactivity, switch on the gear icon, continue form, enable, choose my form, and then say next. And then finally on the last page, obviously we know our last page is the finish. We will go ahead and assign finish, like this. And then in this one, I'm going to say configure action, again, interactivity, continue form, enable, continue form, and then choose finish. That's it. So now, same story, click save, let's publish. Actually, I forgot to hide the continual form. We'll do that, 1 second. Let me hide the navigation controls because we don't want them to see navigation controls. So interactivity, hide navigation controls. So now we're good. All right. So here we are. Next takes me to the next page. So again, continual, next, and then say form, next, then say continue at form.com. And then finally, because this is the finish, it's going to run my Salesforce action. And then in the gear icon, let's go over and check in our integration log a contact that's just been created again with the name of Continual Form. And here it is. Okay, so same thing again, but just a different way of creating that navigation aspect in your Continual Form. It's a really, really cool feature. Let me see if there are some other things that I've missed. Obviously, you can also ignore validation. If you have any mandatory fields and you want to ignore validation, just check that and it will ignore it for you. You can set up conditions, animation. Be sure to give it a metadata. It's really important because then you can, let's say if you have 10 continual forms, you need to know which one's which when you're using interactivity. So be sure to give it a tag. That's really, really important. Other than that, you can drag and move different steps forward and backwards. It's up to you. You can rename this here if you want. You can also include an action when these options are clicked. You can clone the action if you want like this. It's up to you. And from here on, you can even hide on load. You can give it an icon if you want of your choice. whole heaps of different options available. But that's the continual form for you.